All right, we're on the range with Mike O'Shaughnessy, a punter here at Ohio State. Gonna give him a golf lesson and learn a little bit more about him.
Awesome, let's go.
Yeah.
Yeah, that does feel really weird.
Yeah. Act like I'm not here, just hit a couple shots and I'll look and then we'll kind of get into it.
Hopefully I don't shank the first one. All right, shank the first one.
I guess I want to know a little bit more about like your football stuff. So how did you get into football and like punting and whatnot?
Yeah, so I started off as a soccer player. My friends convinced me to come out and play football when I was in 8th grade. I didn't touch anything with kicking until my freshman year. They needed a kicker, so whoever kicked it the farthest ended up being a kicker.
Wow.
So I won the job that way. So I started working on that and it kind of all took off from there.
Yeah.
Went my first camp after my junior season. Got ranked pretty high, and then that's when all the recruiting started. So
nice.
It's been an interesting journey for sure.
That's cool. Like the recruiting process is like a lot different for a lot of sports. So how did it look, you know, like with the special team side? Because I know for golf, you know, they only take 1 to 2 people.
Right.
So how does it look like for that?
That's pretty much how it is. I mean, you got 2 punters, typically 2 long snappers, sometimes 3, and then 2-3 kickers, and that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
I mean, only 1 person's on scholarship per position.
Wow.
That's just the world we live in.
Yeah. All right.
Yikes.
Hit a couple more. I'll just keep watching and then we'll get into some stuff to help you out. All right. What club is that?
It's a 7.
Cool.
Yeah, so one of the biggest problems I've been having is I, for some reason, have been hitting it off the hosel a lot.
Yeah.
And so I've been messing around with lining up differently, but I've been told that's a horrible thing to do.
Yeah.
And it doesn't really help your swing path or anything like that.
It sounds like pretty good contact. I guess first, like what's your overall like experience with golf? How long have you been playing golf?
So I've been playing for a while. A lot of my friends were on the golf team in high school.
Okay.
So I naturally started playing with them. I think the first round, my first real round was in 8th grade, where I got these clubs and everything. And I've naturally grown to love the sport. And it's very similar to kicking. A lot of the stuff that I use with punting, kicking, I always go back to golf because it's just an easy comparison.
Yeah. All right. So hit one more and then I'll give something for you about the hosel stuff.
Yikes.
Those were pretty good the past couple. At least you're able to time it up, a little better contact. First thing I want you to do, just set up with no ball. It doesn't matter. And take the club back to about here and stop. I just want to take a look at something. Okay, so ready? First thing I see, so you see how this club head's pointed up like this?
Yeah.
This means, so now imagine this is like this. We take it to the top and then you come down. So now look where the club head is.
Oh, right, yeah.
So we're wide open. So set up again. So when you take it back, imagine it's like a nice 45 degrees. Ideally, it's kind of aligned with our spine like this. So that's the feeling there. So do a couple, bring it back to here, kind of seeing that. And that'll at least get us started in a good space to get it.
Like there?
There you go, yeah. Cool. How's that feel? Does it feel like a little weird?
It feels weird, I think more on like the wrists, because I guess when I pull it back, I'm used to like going like this. But yeah.
So at least for me, like I try to eliminate as much of the wrist as possible, just because then you're leaving it all up to timing.
Right.
And then when you leave it up to timing, you'll hit a couple straight, you hit a couple on the hosel. You're just kind of leaving it up to chance. So if we can get it here, feel where your wrists are here. Perfect. And now I just want you to turn your right shoulder so it's pointed down. So, yep, and then turn it and bring it back. So that's a good position there.
Gotcha.
And now all we're gonna do is we're just gonna rotate our right hip behind us and through the ball and down.
Like that? Oh.
Yep, but as we do that, we're gonna wanna keep our chest like this. So when we're here, we're gonna stay down over the ball instead of like up.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so that'll keep you down over the ball, give you that nice compressed.
So it's like here, and then you're going like this almost?
Yep. So I guess 2 things for now. And when I give a lesson, I don't like to overload information because it gets super confusing real fast.
Definitely.
So the first thing I want you to do, let's first focus on the face. We'll just get a couple where we're squaring it up. So do like 3 quarter swings, you know, get it there. You can see the face is in a good position. Yep. Perfect. Let's do that like 1 or 2 more times. And then, perfect. So now, forget what I said about the other stuff. Let's just hit a ball like that. The first move, we just want to feel like the club is there. And
okay,
then,
so.
Yeah. You had it in the beginning, and then the wrist kind of
yeah, I know that it's such a weird feeling.
I know. I think the golf swing is like the most unnatural motion in all sports, but like there's certain things that kind of align with other things. How does that work with punting?
Yeah, well, for me at least, with swing path is very key in punting. You want to have a straight swing path because as soon as you start swinging across your body, you're going to spray it a lot.
Yeah.
You're going to drop it on the outside of the foot, inside of the foot, because then it messes up. The drop is the key with punting. If you have a good drop, you'll be a good punter because everyone can swing their leg at least. When I'm in golf mode, when I work on tempo, it's kind of like I build up and then I like go move too fast to the ball. So with punting, it's like if I'm taking 2 slow steps and then like speeding up on the last step, that can mess up, your drop timing and everything like that.
But I guess go back to that thing right there and feel it, bring it up to here for a second and pause. Perfect. And then now bring it to the top. Okay, so you see how your right wrist is a little angled here?
Yeah.
Straighten it out a little bit.
Okay.
So it's gonna feel a little bit weird. It's gonna maybe be a little bit uncomfortable.
Like a bow in your wrist kind of thing?
Yeah, so it's called bowed wrist, but we don't really, the pros get super like that.
Yeah, John Rahm's out here.
That hurts my wrist personally. But if we can at least get it flat, so let's take it back super slow and I'll help you keep the club in the right position. Feel a little bit different?
Yeah, that feels a lot different.
Yeah. So before, the natural tendency was that because it was comfortable, right?
Right.
But we want to be more, yeah,
that does feel really weird.
Yeah. And it looks bowed right now. You can loosen it up a little bit, but what that's going to do is now turn through the ball and then we come through and we're there. I call the golf swing, it's really just a big rotation. We're not trying to time our hands or body up. Our whole body's working together. So ideally, we're gonna get our upper and lower body working together on the way back. For you, it would be your left pocket turning behind you on the way back. And then as you're coming down, your right pocket starts to turn behind you the other way. And it's gonna create that forward shaft lean by itself. There you go.
And then rotate. How's the rotation work? So is it more of like a lateral turn or is it like a scoop kind of thing?
So it's not a scoop. We want to try to feel like the right hip's turning behind us like this. And when we're coming through, because I'm right-handed, but it's the same thing. We're here and then we're pushing almost up and out like this while staying our chest over the ball. So we're here, staying down and turning, and then it'll pull us up automatically.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Better. Believe it or not, it's better. Yeah. There it is. Yeah. That's like the feeling that we love, right? You compressed it, you felt like a good contact. Yeah. A little heavy maybe.
Yeah, a little toey, but
perfectly straight.
I mean, as long as it stays straight, I just hit the flag.
There you go. Let's do one more. So you opened it just a touch there.
Yeah.
I don't know if you felt it.
Yeah, I can feel it more on the way down. Like right when I start moving, I can feel that I mean, I don't know, but for me at least, the toe is lagging behind.
Yeah. So there it's just like so I'll give you another feeling. That's why I like doing lessons in person, so I can like manipulate the club and you can feel it. So take it back again. So we're good there. Now start to take it down slow. So it's that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Close.
Little blade, but
I mean, that was like 4, pretty much the same
I mean, they're
trajectory.
going not left, which is what I'm used to, so that's good.
Yeah.
There's like a draw.
Yeah.
Or a pull, I don't know the difference.
Yeah, so that was a draw. So when we see that, the one thing we want to do is we have to recognize we're not rotating enough.
Okay.
So when we see it go to the right for you, feel like you're rotating the right hip more.
Okay.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, wow.
So it's like, it's pretty simple when you think about it.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, if you hit 1, you see it go right, I'm just gonna rotate a little bit more. If it goes left for you, all right, you just got to feel it with your hands on the way back.
Yeah, that's so crazy that like 2 little minor fixes can just make it actually look good.
I know you play on a team and you're part of a team atmosphere, and I know golf's very individual, and punting, I guess, is individual too. But you have that team atmosphere as well. How's that dynamic?
Well, with punting, I mean, we rely a lot on, you know, gunners and, you know, obviously the protection, because if there's no protection, they're just going to run straight through the line.
Right.
The camaraderie and the brotherhood at Ohio State has been great. All the gunners, they want to play on special teams, and that's a great way for all the skill guys to get out there and make a name for themselves. And I don't really have a pre-golfer team, which is probably something I should work on, because that would probably help with consistency.
For sure. There you go.
How far back is the backswing supposed to be? Because I see guys on tour where they're back here, and I see like John Rahm, they take it back to like here. So it doesn't just depend on the person.
Yeah, it's really preference. Personally, I don't get to all the way what they call parallel, where the club's parallel with the ground. Yeah. Some people do. It's really preference. I mean, if you're comfortable where you are, you take it back pretty far yourself. So I wouldn't necessarily worry about that. Okay. It's just a feel thing, and obviously, depending how hard you want to hit it, it's going to dictate how far you take it back.
If I ever give a lesson to someone, I always say, I mean, I hate to quote LeVar Ball, but he told his sons, you know, you got to perfect your own jump shot. And that's something that I think is very accurate when it comes maybe to golf, and especially to punting. Like, everyone's going to have a different, you grow differently. Your leg is going to feel more comfortable swinging away. And if you can generate more power with one leg swing, I'm not going to tell you, okay, we got to change it to make it more straight. Just, if you swing across the body, you can hit a good ball, and got to keep doing that and just work on the consistency.
So, I mean, the irons are pretty good. I would say that kind of translates into all your clubs. If you want to do other stuff with the irons at the end, we can, but I think we're going to try out the driver.
Yeah, that'd be great, yeah.
All right, so I guess same thing with the irons. I guess you can keep that in mind with the face angle, but swing it like you normally do. Act like I never was here, and then we'll go from there. These mats are okay. Yeah. But yeah, let's just fire away at it.
That's typically what happens.
Okay.
So that means I'm not rotating enough. That's what you said, right?
A little bit. Yeah, there's one other thing I see at the moment, but just hit like 1 or 2 more and we'll get into it. All right, let's do one more. All right, got some speed. So, like I was saying, we tee this club up, so we want to try to hit up on it a little bit. So if you take your stance real fast, like you would normally, ball position's like a big thing. Since we got a driver, it's the longest club in our bag, so we're gonna be standing the furthest away, and we want it the furthest up in our stance. So we want the ball to be played off our front heel. Okay. So scoot back a little bit, and I know you might be off the mat. That's perfect right there. Yeah, so it's gonna feel weird. So set up to it like that. Does that feel a little bit weird?
Yeah, but I mean, so I've messed with ball placement a lot. Yeah. And for me, when I had it in the front, I kept slicing it. Yep. So I moved it back in the stance, and for some reason that was working a little better.
No, that's exactly what you do actually. Like mid-round, if you're slicing it, just move it more towards the center, because the low point of your swing is gonna be like further up, and if you move it back, you're gonna hit it more to the right. Gotcha. But we'll maximize the driver, so where you can keep it up front and not slice it, but hit one like this. Okay. All right.
All right. Well, that was an easy fix, I guess.
Well, I know I gave you the tip with the irons, but let's do that again, where we're like feeling do like the quarter swing where you're feeling, you know, it right there instead of wide open. Do that again, and I'll get you. So bring it back to here. Perfect. And then turn it to the top, and then start bringing it down. Yep, so that's our feeling there. And we do drop the back shoulder a little bit at address, just a little bit. You already have a pretty good, so when I say drop, we're just like tilting it back like this.
Okay, so like this.
Yeah, just a little bit. And really, we keep the same fundamentals. We have the longer club in our hand, and we put it further up in our stance, and we just kind of let the body do the work. Yeah, that was nice.
Wow.
I saw that too, like right when you took it back, I was like, this is gonna be good. And it's cool because, I mean, you tend to bring it back relatively flat, which is totally fine, which means like you're just a little bit flatter like this. Okay. Some guys are like this. Yeah. I mean, still, it's like at the worst, right side of the fairway, right rough. You're still in play.
I'll take that all day.
I mean, depending how fast you're swinging it, you are putting some speed on it. And that's another thing too. Off camera, we're talking about like getting fitted and stuff. He'll put you in the right shafts. Like the shaft in the club is by far the most important thing.
Really?
There's a bunch of crazy science with the shafts based on where it flexes and all this stuff that fitters are an expert in. But so that's like a big thing about getting fitted is the shaft. Yeah.
That was the best contact, but
yeah, so there too. So I know if we said if we hit it right, we're not rotating enough. If we hit it to the left, it could be one of two things. One, that face is, we just open it up on the way back. Or
I think that's what I felt on that one.
Or two is we're coming down and we're leaning back like this. Just feel a little bit push off your back leg and finish with your chest forward.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's probably gonna go 30 yards further than all the other ones.
Yeah,
too.
I think so.
And that's gonna hit the ground and run too.
Jeez, man.
So it's really just about utilizing the lower body and pushing off, getting that speed.
Yeah, I guess that is something. I've always been an arm swinger, I guess.
Yeah.
And then, yeah.
Yeah, when you like get the hips going and all that, it just kind of times up.
Yeah, I mean that. If I could hit it like that every time, I'd be pretty happy.
Yeah, no, that's sweet. So I guess like my whole channel and page is called That Golf Grind, and we know golf's a grind, and you know everything in life can be a grind. I guess what do you grind on? Like, what's your grind?
I mean, for me,
Yeah.
In general, I would also say golf is my grind. I play golf way too much to not be good at it. So that's, I mean, one of the reasons why I was so excited to come out here and work with you today.
Yeah.
Because I mean, your channel is awesome. All about, I mean, I wanted to get a lesson for so long.
Yeah.
I just never had the time and stuff to do that kind of stuff. Punting is a grind. I mean, for me, punting is, the biggest part about punting that's a grind is that you're pretty much doing the exact same thing every single time. And it gets pretty boring. I mean, you're out there for an hour, 2 hours and aiming at one spot and trying to kick a spiral ball right there, and that's it.
Yeah.
So it can get boring. So that does become a little grindy too.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I really appreciate you coming out onto the channel. I'll link Mike's socials in the description, so make sure to check him out. I think you are transferring though, right?
Yeah, so I'm headed up to East Lansing, Michigan State, and I'll be up there after graduation in May, and hoping to do some good things up there. So it'll be a fun time. Yeah,
good luck with all that. If you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe. I'm hoping to get a lot of different athletes here at Ohio State on the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next one.
Sure.